Ladies and gents, this video is all about bringing some love and thunder to the crucible with this insane Destiny 2 Titan build. This build goes up high and comes down hard on your enemies. During this video, we will fill this build cheat sheet showing everything you need to know about this build in only one slide. If you found this valuable for you, then please leave a like to help me make more content like this for you. And now let's head right into that build. Ladies and gentlemen, the Love and Thunder PvP build. So this build is absolutely all about PvP, enjoying the crucible. Bring your enemies death from above with ballistic slam. So basically not your enemies, but your enemies, as it says here on the cheat sheet. This build has absolutely great multi-kill potential, and it offers you various shields to make you extra beefy and even more annoying. Let's talk about the Love and Thunder PvP build and switch back in game, where I changed while we were talking my Titan. So this is the Love and Thunder Titan. I mean, he looks awesome, right? Let's talk about the abilities, or about the subclass stuff first. Thunder Crash as well, because that's just amazing. I like to fly around in the crucible and hit them from above. Then Towering Barricade, it just works better for me. You might prefer Thruster, that's up to you. Then for this build, I would recommend High Lift, because we paired it with Ballistic Slam. And with Ballistic Slam, the higher you get, the more range you have on Ballistic Slam. Like in theory, if you manage to hit like obstacles in the way, then you have like 0 range, because you hit the obstacle. But to whom does that ever happen, right? Then, yeah, Pulse Grenade, you could use something different as well, but that's just the one I'm running. In regards of aspects, I really like to run Knockout with the Love and Thunder Titan. Because I read that out aloud, okay? Again, critically wounding a target or breaking their shield infuses your melee attacks. Melee attacks. Nobody's talking about powered melee attacks, so it works for all melee attacks. Keep that in mind. With Arc Energy, and increases your melee range and damage for a short time. So you might remember that was basically in the past, that was Bottom Tree Striker, right? The beauty now is if you run that with Ballistic Slam, okay, and you slam down on an enemy, or maybe more, and you hit them, break their shield, but don't kill them. Just hammer that melee button again, because with Knockout, you will have awesome range after you landed with Ballistic Slam, and it will just, if the enemy is somewhere on your screen, it will track to him, and it will leap like 12 meters. So if you come down Ballistic Slamming with Knockout, just hammer your E. And yes, Synthoceps is basically doing something similar, but this one seems to be more consistent. So don't try to shoot them. I always tried it and mess up. Just land your Ballistic Slam, and then hammer your melee button, and it will track him down. Awesome. And we will talk about that. Because I have 2 exotic options for that build. The next one is Juggernaut. That's really nice in PvP. That's really nice, because when you sprint and you have your class ability ready and you have that overshield, you can really ape right at them. And if you sprint before you lift off, you have that overshield, and then you come with the shield from above. It makes you just so more beefy. So that's the first shield of that build. In regards of Fragments, Spark of Resistance. While surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant to incoming damage. And I mainly use that in PvP for the plus 10 strength. And then Spark of Recharge, that's with the critically wounded, your melee and grenade energy regenerates more quickly, which is even more important in PvP. And then Spark of Feedback. I like to use that because of the plus 10 resilience. Taking melee damage briefly increases your outgoing melee damage. That's also fun, okay? Because if one of the guardians hits you first, you just hit back like so much harder and knock him out of the woods. So this is the subclass part of the Love and Thunder build. So let's see that on the cheat sheet. The abilities we talked about, the aspects with a little summary here. And then the fragments, and you see the important ones also that add stuff to your stats. That's nice to see. We make that quick. Let's just switch back in-game and quickly talk about the exotic, because I have 2 options for that, okay? The first one is, you see that's Synthoceps, okay? The well-known Titan exotic itself for all those melee lovers. Increased melee lunge range, that's basically the same than your aspect. But I feel that the aspect is a little bit more consistent. Then you've improved melee and super damage when you're surrounded. So when you smash down into a group of enemies in PvP, you get those nice, cheesy multi-kills. If you don't want to run Synthoceps, and if that build isn't even fast enough for you, okay, you can switch that up and use Dunemarchers, another Titan favorite in PvP, the well-known Dunemarchers. So you increase your sprint speed, which is always nice. Sprinting builds up a static charge after melee attacking an enemy. That charge will chain damage to nearby enemies, so you get some AoE damage as well. It is a less damage, obviously, than with Synthoceps when they are close together, but when they are further spread out, you might get more collateral damage and maybe collateral kills, even through walls. And this is also, ladies and gentlemen, if you run Dunemarchers, the aspect knockout comes even in more handy, because you might kill somebody on a direct hit and somebody was close, and you with the arc change from Dunemarchers you will break their shield. That actually counts, and then you just can leap with knockout 12 meters across the map and also knock him out of his shoes. That's a beautiful pair, Dunemarchers and knockout. Let's just have that on the cheat sheet pretty quickly, okay? As I said here, gear exotics, two options, Synthoceps and Dunemarchers. Little explanation here, and here's what I would say. Synthoceps is better if you want more multi-kill potential. Dunemarchers is awesome if you want to move even faster, and if you want a higher area of effect range for your damage. That's when I would actually use Dunemarchers. Then we just stay here and talk about the weapons on the cheat sheet. That's a bit easier here. Weapons. In your kinetic slot, I would recommend a hand cannon or a scout rifle. I would still go with the hand cannon because it is still the best PvP weapon you can run. I like to run my Riskrunner. You can run whatever you have in the kinetic slot. And I have to say, oh boy, Riskrunner this season in PvP is so amazing, because everybody is running Arc. And this is where we get our second shield or damage resistant, because everybody's throwing around Arc, and I can't even tell you how often I get that overshield and Arc Conductor running in PvP this season, because to make most of the Arc builds working, folks are also using Arc weapons. So this is permanently procced. Riskrunner is permanently procced in the Crucible right now. And heavy, whatever you prefer, okay? I like to use just a fire and forget rocket launcher, because I don't want to think about that too much in the Crucible. With that said, quick move with the weapons down. Let's talk about the mods. I will make that pretty quickly. Use an aiming mod or targeting mod for whatever weapon you use and prefer. Hand cannon, scout rifle, whatever you need. Then I like to run Radiant Light for that nice plus 20 strength, because that's easy to get with that mod. And on the arms I run Melee Kickstart, same as for PvE. Melee Kickstart is just pretty good for PvP. Then Taking Charge, because why not? On the chest I don't run that actually, because that's for PvE. On the chest I run High Energy Fire. And on the leg I run Submachine Gun Holster, because I want that Riskrunner reloaded when I use something different. And then Charge Harvester, because that's one of the best Charged with Light mods you can run in PvP if you want to become Charged with Light, because you don't have to kill, assists are enough to get that potential charge. And then in the last row, Pathfinder's Mark, so my Titan Mark, that's Outreach and Powerful Friends plus 20 mobilities, because with this I also get Radiant Light triggered and I get those stats pretty easy. So let's switch to the cheat sheet quickly and wrap that build up. Here you see the mods. I made some summaries for you. Here's the overview. So this one gives you the plus 20 strength. This one gives you the plus 20 mobility. And this combination gives you the potential of high energy fire, which is a 15% weapon damage buff. It is down from 20 because it got nerfed in PvP. With the mods down, let's finish this up. Let's wrap it up with the stats. Mobility, I don't care. Resilience as high as possible. I have 90. 100 would be even better. Recovery as high as possible. That's maybe even more important than resilience. I don't know, maybe personal preference. Discipline and intellect, I don't care that much. Strength 100, that is absolutely critical because you want to have that melee as often as possible. And with that said, this, ladies and gentlemen, the Love and Thunder PvP build. Bring your enemies death from above with Ballistic Slam. That's one of my favorite PvP builds this season. Try it out. Let me know what you think about that build. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this little piece of content, and if you want to see more Destiny 2 stuff, especially builds, check the playlist to my left. And if you are more interested in what YouTube algorithm has in petto for you, then check the one below that playlist. If you like my stuff, please leave a like and help Mom's Basement grow. See you next time. DirtyHotte out.